What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming to my podcast, YouTube, wherever you watch from, Rumble channel, all the above. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Also, if you've not heard the song yet by Tom Macdonald titled The Devil is a Democrat, I would suggest you guys listen to it. Anyone that has known me knows that Tom Macdonald is my favorite artist of all time, 100% independent, against the system, freedom loving, free thinking American. And I cannot promote him anymore. You guys need to go out and check his music. I hope you guys enjoyed that hit single, The Devil is a Democrat. It is #1, I believe, for the past 4 weeks. I hope you hope you're having a great night. Sorry about that. Anyways, Tom Macdonald just did an interview with Real America Voice in regards to the song that is still #1 for the past 4 weeks, as I previously said. Let's see what he has to say. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the above. Let's get it.
Is made in America.
Joining me now is an independent artist who's never afraid to speak his mind. The man behind some pretty viral tracks and his new single, The Devil is a Democrat. He's built a massive following by calling out cancel culture, politics, and the mainstream music industry. Please welcome Tom Macdonald.
Hey guys.
Tom, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I want to get to your single and a few more things that you're up to. But first, can you tell us, where did this all start for you?
Well, I'll give you the Reader's Digest. I know we don't have long. So, I started out just like a lot of other artists. I was making the music that the people who I looked up.
This guy's an ex-addict. Went from nothing to literally the highest stream, highest, almost like subscriber. Just, he is the biggest fan base when it comes to music. And if, like I said, if you're not into rap, I guarantee if you are a conservative or a free thinker who hates the system, you would love his music. A few, just to let you guys know: The Machine, that's one of my favorites. The System, New World Order, God Mode, and now his most recent, The Devil is a Democrat. Talking about Newsom himself. Maybe we'll play it after this interview. We'll see. Hope you're having a great day, Ruth.
We're making. So I made a lot of songs about typical hip hop stuff, drugs and girls and cars and clothes and money and all that type of thing. I was sort of like waist deep in addiction at the point in time. And I ended up having this like massive mental breakdown and sort of stopped making music for the better part of a year. And when I sort of like rehabbed myself and got sober, I was kind of like, do I want to continue making the type of music that had such a destructive, detrimental effect on my life? Or do I want to like talk about the things that I really care about? Talk about the things that I speak with my friends about in my living room? Talk about the things that typically people only speak about in private, safe environments. And, I had to answer a lot of questions. What kind of music do I want to make? Who do I want to make it for? And how do I want to go about doing it? And ultimately just came to the conclusion that I'm going to talk about all of the stuff that that most people are afraid to talk about. And we're, 6 or 7 years removed from that decision. And wow. It's crazy. One of the worst times of my life led to one of the best decisions of my life. And now we're here.
The made up term.
Sorry. Guys,
numismatic. The industry
sorry
created.
That. 1 sec.
Created their own term.
Soon I'm going to upgrade so we don't have to worry about ads anymore.
Beautiful is that. And I commend you because it's not an easy feat. So congratulations on turning everything around and sobriety and everything like that.
Thank you.
Your new single, The Devil is a Democrat, just dropped. And I know what inspired this track, but you've had a lot of waves online being made. I personally love it. But tell me, when you had the idea, the concept for this song, creating the song and putting it out, what were your thoughts?
It's pretty self-explanatory, this one. I'm just looking at, the past few years and the Bidens and Kamalas and Newsoms and further back, the Hillarys and Obama.
El Catch, he is the best artist in the world right now. I don't even think there's anyone that comes close to Tom and Nova. Him and his lady do all the music, 100% independent, only have his family and close friends help produce the music videos. Nothing But Respect. And right now, he is beating Cardi B, who has the whole entire music industry platform building her up, producing her videos, pushing it on all platforms. Tom doesn't have any of that. He promotes all of his own stuff. That's why I have nothing but respect. And I'm glad you brought up Nova. Love Nova Rockefeller. That is Tom's lady who produces the videos. Yes, them as a couple, don't mess with them. They're going to continue building their audience because it's only growing. Every song he puts out is #1. It's amazing.
And it seems just like a lot of these liberal, ultra woke Democratic politicians, it seems like they have there's a very anti-American undertone to their policies and the way that they govern. And it just seems to me that, like, at this point, you know, you get a couple bad apples. All right, maybe it's a coincidence, but it seems like there's a pretty obvious pattern at this point in time. And that's that these people are just like, they're evil. And they're playing for the wrong team, and they're playing with the darkness. So
even though I say the conservatives suck, we all know they're a lot better. They provide a lot more, even though a lot of them are neocons. But if this song, the title "The Devil is a Democrat," is #1 in the country, that's how you know that the liberal leftist machine, the culture's gone. It is not benefiting their side. And the more that they just bitch and complain 24/7 while putting out this disgusting mainstream music, which just degrades women, talks about drugs, and doesn't offer anything to the next generation, the more we're going to continue to win that culture war.
To me, like, The Devil is a Democrat was just like the most sort of stark, easily digestible way that I could think of just labeling them and calling them out.
Yeah, I mean, it goes hard, as you know. And so you name drop Gavin Newsom in here. So tell me about your interaction with him, because I know that shots have been fired back and forth and you guys have had a little bit of a social media war going on.
Yes.
Real quick before he answers, let me tell you, I live in California. Newsom is a scumbag. He is a demon, one of those just people that you cannot trust a damn word that comes out of his mouth. I don't even think people in California like him, to be honest. Very small minority of sheeple, old white liberals who don't know that they're being played. And it's just disgusting that anyone can support a scumbag like him, especially after the Palestine fires, all the bills we have passed in regards to the homeless crisis, drug epidemic, that has not fixed any of these issues, but instead it's increased it and made our state worse. So he might win at a state level election like California, and I don't think he does if it's fairly done. One-day voting, voter ID. But besides that, there's no way that Newsom will win like a whole country election, because no one wants the country ran like California is, let me tell you.
So I sort of wrote the song like as an umbrella, and it was sort of about all of the people that I just named, the Hillarys and Obamas and Kamalas and Bidens, and Newsom is one of them. And then just for whatever reason, I got to the pre-chorus of the song and wrote, you know, the devil lives in California. He's a politician. And that, you know, I live in California. I have friends that lived in the Palisades. Like, I had all my stuff packed in a truck ready to bail out from my house because of the absolutely irresponsible way that he's handled the forests here. And so it just sort of naturally happened. And, you know, I didn't even really think it was the focal point of the song. I thought I was taking aim at everyone and sending shots at everyone. But people started immediately identifying he's talking about Gavin. He's talking about Gavin. He's talking about Gavin. So I was like, okay, fair enough. If that's the part of the song that you guys resonate closest with,
damn right,
I'll travel that road with you. So I made a couple videos calling Gavin out.
Love it.
Posted one of them to X, and Gavin's press team immediately saw it.
Who else think that Gavin Newsom's press team are the worst, especially in this past month? They're terrible. They're literally selling like red gear now. Like, what did it say? Make America. I don't even know, but he's literally copying all of Trump's merch and changing like one word in it and selling it. He's pathetic. There's nothing original about Newsom.
And called me gay, or alluded to that I might be gay. said that Gavin Newsom's not interested in me and I should get back on Grindr or something to that effect. So, so we've been kind of going back and forth for the last week. And it's just kind of like, if I'm not the one hanging out with drag queens, waving rainbow flags and marching in pride parades.
Newsom
so
did
if
that.
anybody here is gay, I mean, it's likely Gavin Newsom. And I don't mean it in a derogatory, childish way that he called me gay. I mean that Gavin Newsom might genuinely be a homosexual.
All right, we have a little clip, so let's take a look.
So, as many of you may have seen, Gavin Newsom called me gay on X this morning. I think he's just mad that the song I wrote about him, The Devil is a Democrat, is currently #1. But Gavin, you don't have to be mad. You've got lots of #1s too. California's #1 in homelessness. It's also #1 in unemployment. And who could forget it's #1 in totally preventable forest fires. You're crushing it, bud.
It's just too much. I mean, I've been loving it online. I do have to ask, have you connected with Spencer Pratt out there?
I've spoke with Spencer, but we've never
Spencer Pratt. Look him up on TikTok or I believe Twitter. He's been exposing Newsom and his wife. Recently, it's been exposed that during the Palestine fires, that $100 million was raised during an event with these rich elites, actresses, singers, and $100 million. Remember that was raised. 50 million of that 100 million went to an organization that Gavin Newsom's own wife runs. How no conflict of interest. I mean, 50 million went poof, disappeared, and his wife happened to run that organization. And another critique I'm going to have with Trump is I feel like there's so much stuff to work with in regards to treason, illegal things being done behind the scenes with our taxpayer funds in California. Why is he not arrested already? I really think at this point in the presidency, there's not an excuse to not arrest Newsom. He's one of the top of the list, besides obviously the Clintons, Obama, and Biden. But we need some arrests. And California would be so happy if you arrested Newsom first, Trump. Let's make that happen.
Connected, IRL in real life, but I've been hanging out in the Palisades quite a bit. It's just been open to the public. So for the first time, people are able to go out there and see the destruction that Gavin Newsom's irresponsibility has caused. And it's unbelievable when you get out there and see this stuff. And there's a lot of burnt buildings and charred remains of houses and stuff like that. But the one thing that I noticed first was that there's empty lots everywhere.
At Acela Academy, students study online
Chad,
using
that's
Acela
it.
School Edition.
Like many of the homes and the buildings have been demolished, and what's left is an empty graded lot that's ready to build on, but nobody's building. It's just empty lots everywhere. And I'm pretty sure that's because the permits haven't been passed and nobody can rebuild. So while Gavin Newsom's sitting in his new $9.5 million mansion, there's all these people that are standing around waiting to have permits approved so they can rebuild the houses that he allowed to burn. So it's a really eerie feeling out there. It's very quiet. There's police everywhere. All the stores are closed, and all the lots are vacant and just waiting for permits. It's striking.
Yeah, and I bring up Spencer Pratt because I know he's been one of the biggest voices down there, boots on the ground, and also traveling to DC as well. So it's been incredible to see what he's doing just from Hollywood, sort of being the outlaw, which it shouldn't be considered an outlaw to want to reveal truth.
Just out of curiosity, with Steve Hilton, how was he on COVID once? That's what I asked. COVID, Ukraine, and the wars in general. If he was against all that fuckery that our government pushed us against, I'm with it. I will vote for him. But I feel like a lot of these conservative neocons the past few years have really shown their true colors and can't be trusted as well. For example, Mark Levin. He is a disgusting human being. And we shouldn't vote for him just because he's a conservative, because we still have bad apples on our side. But if you put the interests of Californians first and keep your promises, then you should be elected. As long as you are benefiting the people of California, I will vote for you.
Right? I mean, that's the crazy thing.
Absolutely.
But I want to get your take. how has Hollywood reacted to you and your music? Because you're out there and like, are they rallying behind you? Do you have supporters that won't do it publicly out there, but they're in your corner? I mean, what has sort of been the reaction to your music, sort of boots in the ground out there in LA?
Yeah, I think in general, Hollywood's reception to me has been pretty negative. There's a lot of sort of quote unquote celebrities, other musicians, actors, whatever, that like privately hit me up in my DMs, but they're not able to like come out publicly and support anything. It would put their jobs and their sponsorships, and it'll put all that in jeopardy, which is sort of the beauty of being independent. Like, I don't have a sponsorship I'm going to lose. I don't have an endorsement that's going to drop me. I have no record label. That there's no consequences. Like, I own the cameras, I own the lights, I own all the recording software. I can pretty much do as I please, which has been great. But, Hollywood doesn't like me. I've had Billboard refuse to count album sales. I've had YouTube remove my videos from trending charts. I've had songs disappear off iTunes. I've had social media shadow ban and censor and oppress in a variety of different ways. There's small pockets of people who will stand up and stand next to me, but for the most part, it's pretty gate kept. And when they do acknowledge me, it's usually not very friendly.
Anyone who knows like the music reaction space, I started that when I did my YouTube journey at first, knows that Tom's audience, 1, is the most loyal, 2, is the biggest when it comes to numbers and outreach, and 3, I would say it's informative. A lot of music these days in today's society isn't informative. It has kind of the same message: degrade women, drug usage, killing people, and it pushes the gangster lifestyle on the younger population. So this is why I push people like this so hard, because the next generation has no hope. As long as they still put out crap like that, we need to push people like Tom Macdonald. As I said, his music is anti-system. It is America first. It is, just no New World Order. He literally had a song called New World Order. It's just free-thinking, America first type music, and we need more like him. And again, this is 100% independent. No music labels, no producers besides him and his lady, no mainstream radio stations pushing his music out or YouTube ads. He does it all him and his girlfriend. So, I mean, you can't have nothing but respect for a guy like this. He does all the work himself with him and his loved ones, his family. And yeah, it's amazing to see someone like this get the kudos and the discovery that he deserves. I mean, every song that Tom puts out is #1 pretty much. Like, it beats all genres, all these mainstream rappers who have a huge label that supports them and pretty much pays for everything. And he does it because he cares. And he's come out on music and say that he continues to put out music like this because he cares. He wants the masses to wake up. And he has a tendency, or he has the music capabilities to wake up both sides. And I've even seen Democrats say, "You've woken me up. I was a liberal before I started listening to your music." You say it from like a different perspective because no one trusts politicians. And so if you hear it in music in a creative way like that, it has the possibility of waking you up as well. And I love that about Tom.
But I will say, Tom, despite all that adversity that you just named, you've been killing it, and you are killing it, and you're one of the most successful in the game. And like, from #1 on iTunes to you do reach the Billboard charts, and so you are killing the game.
So I have a hot take.
I'm sorry, guys. So many damn ads.
Use Monday CRM.
This is ridiculous.
And it's very inspirational. And I have a lot of friends that were geeking out that I got you on the show. So I do want to thank you for joining us. So I want to close out. I want you to tell us, what do you want people to ultimately take away from your music? And then tell us where we can find you, follow you, and see everything you're doing.
Sure. I'm trying to empower people. I'm trying to provide music that has information in it that's valuable, and music that has truth in it, something that's completely contrary to what you're going to get from the music industry. I want to speak for people. I hope they're proud of the way that I'm speaking for them. I think it's a huge responsibility. And I hope that ultimately people see what I'm doing and see how unafraid you can be in this world. You don't have to be afraid of ridiculed by the internet or friends or family or coworkers disagreeing with you, you can truly just get out here and you can stand up and you can scream your truth at the top of your lungs. And I feel like a lot of people don't have a voice, or they feel like their voices aren't heard, or they're afraid to use their voice.
Never be afraid.
Because of the reasons I just mentioned. So I hope my music inspires people to just stand up and be loud and be unafraid.
Right.
And that's kind of the mission objective. And as far as my music, you can find me on YouTube at Tom Macdonald. My website is hangovergang.com.
Hangover Gang.
I'm at Hangover Gang. I'm on X at Tom Macdonald. I'm a really easy guy to find. Just search my name and you'll find about 100,000 people hating on me. And if you can sift through that, you'll find my music videos.
Absolutely. And you can also find our pages because we've been blasting you out there. So, Tom, I want to thank you so much for joining us. So
that's into that. We are actually going to check out the song right now, guys. Also, I know I've said this in the past. I've just had a lot of crap going on in my life outside of work and podcasting. I haven't been on my shit like I was previously. I will start to do interviews in public starting in this next week or two. I got huge plans. It's just, as I said, family issues have been a lot lately for me. And so I've kind of been out of the YouTube space, but I'm going to start getting involved big time again. I'm going to be doing interviews all the time again. I started for a while and my channel was blowing up and then I stopped, but now I'm going to get back to it. And then we're going to start asking questions, interviewing people in public, stirring the pot a little bit, and then you guys can enjoy it with me. But anyways, let's play the song before we check out. Come on.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
All right, guys. Here it comes.
The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like the truth is just too hard to handle. Put on your camo, it's a culture war and load the ammo. They want Antifa ruling everything like it's Seattle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. They want rainbows in the classrooms and 15 different bathrooms and white guys that hate black dudes. They want war, they don't want peace. They want fentanyl in our streets. They want borders to be weak. I swear the devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different. They get celebrities to do they talking. They get mansions while they cram us all into apartments. Tell us it's cool to stay in school and then make you retarded. If you ain't liberal, then they treat you like you human garbage. If you speak up, then you a target. They want their voice through an amplifier. Violence and our flag on fire. No voter ID required.
Got to make that a point. We really need to start having voter ID. It seems like if you looked at the electoral map, last election, the only states that Kamala won were the ones that did not require voter ID. And I'm telling you, driving throughout the state of California for my job, it is red. There may be a few cities that are blue, but the majority of California is red. I mean, most of the country is red because people have woken the hell up and hopped off that Democrat plantation, as they call it. One day voting, voter ID, that will solve majority of our election issues.
They want war, they don't want peace. They want defund the police. They want you surrounded by screens. The devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat. That's a fact, that's the truth. Look how bad that it gets when it's blue. The devil is a Democrat. That's a rap, it ain't news. And the way they treat America is proof. I swear the devil lives in California, $100 bills. He knows everyone in Hollywood and parties.
Yeah, we need to start going to like the local elections, like where they have these town meetings. I feel like I don't even know where the first thing to look at for. And if you have a full-time job, it's kind of hard to really get like into that political spectrum where you're going to the weekly meetings that they have where they talk about our finances, where our money goes, what they're teaching our kids in school. But if anyone has information, I want to know the site to go to so I could start filming those type of meetings. Because like I said, I'm really trying to get involved. It seems like Valley Joe's already involved. Kudos to you, Joe. I think you live in the Bay Area, or you said the Valley, right? Vallejo, right? A lot of my family grew up there. How is it? I think you said it's kind of mixed, right? Like liberal and Republican.
The hills give you everything you ever wanted, plus a couple mil for your soul and your vote. It's a deal. Cause the devil is a Democrat, and we don't play that. They say that they love America, we know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat, and we ain't with it, we ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God has spelled us different. Dog. The devil is a Democrat, and we don't play that. They say that they love America, we know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat, and we ain't with it, we ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just spelled us different. Dog. The devil is a Democrat.
Oh, sorry guys, 1 sec. All right, so I will be posting. I'm gonna try to post 3 videos tomorrow. My lady is going to Arizona for a family reunion, so I'll be by myself for a week. So be prepared for a lot of released videos. Also, I'm gonna try to do a live interview as well next week or this week. So we'll see how that goes. Hope you guys are having a blessed week with you and your loved ones, and I will see you tomorrow. Also, if there's anyone that wants to get in like a live panel discussion tomorrow on any topic, just let me know. Message me on this video, and hopefully we can get a group chat going tomorrow. But yeah, I agree. Most liberals are priced. Yeah. It's always the cities, right? And it's amazing that the cities kind of run the countries. It doesn't make any sense to me. We really need to relook all of these cities to see why they have so much control over the whole state as a whole. It doesn't make sense to me. But we'll talk tomorrow, guys. Hope you have a blessed night. See you soon.